Hello everyone, this is White Wolf, and I hope everyone is doing well as you're coming into the live feed. And I wanted to talk about living by your preference, living by your divine preference, allowing everything to be encapsulated by your intentions, by your affirmations, by what you send out, by what you're projecting into awareness, but also just living by a state of resonance and living your life the way that you want to live it. But also allowing yourself to ascend to higher levels of consciousness and awareness and faith and conviction. When you have faith, you have conviction already, and when you have conviction, you've already had the realization of faith. So it's already been installed within your hard drive. It's already inside of you. It's already immersed inside of this different realm of continuity of consciousness, of allowing yourself to encapsulate and develop the flow of energy. And when you allow yourself to ascend to higher levels of consciousness, you allow yourself to live by your expression. You live by your expression because you know that it's the intention that speaks worlds into existence, and it gives life to existence and allows you to imbibe the manifestation of life that is here now as the appearance of light, and encapsulating that light and allowing that light to guide you in every single way that it can, so that you can initiate that stable way of living. It becomes your bandwidth of creation. It allows you to create and generate everything that you want in your life, no matter what happens. Because now you know that things just don't happen. They're all happening by transcendent reasoning, and they're all happening because it's based on your state of being. You allow yourself to ascend levels because you choose to maintain your enlightened awareness. You allow yourself to remain in that state. You allow yourself to experience that state. And you allow yourself to be the experience and the appearance of light always. So you're always, already, all the time, omnipresent and free to do exactly what you want. You just have to learn how to control the very fact that you can do this at any given point in time, and knowing that you can do it and be able to be comfortable with the state of creation, with the state of bliss that you are, but also allowing yourself to continuously create a continuous progression, but also a flow of energy that allows you to initiate different states of consciousness. But it also initiates different states of your preference, your expression, and also your parallel aspects of yourself that is aligning to higher densities of consciousness. So we all have a self-awareness of ourselves. We all have an awareness of self, but some of us are tapping into love so that we do have an awareness of self. And then we get this love and understanding and this peace and divinity, and then it turns into that unity and that balance and that wisdom that's inside of ourselves. So we're always fluctuating different densities of consciousness, but understanding that we're ascending to different levels of hierarchy, and we're allowing ourselves to see that there is not a ceiling to what point you can reach your goals, your ambitions, the creation that you want to become in this moment, but also the confidence that shines through you when you're able to live within that state of purity, but also live in that state and immerse yourself in it and activate and accentuate the energy whenever you can. So it's just accentuating your energy. It's really just allowing yourself to get the most benefit out of this moment, and allowing yourself to transform this moment, allowing yourself to transform this experience, but also allowing yourself to transform the heart of creation, and learning that you are the progression of energy, you are the transformation of energy. You're the reason why you are here, and you are the consciousness that's projecting everything inside of creation. So the ability to just transform that and live based by your preference is living in your preferred state of manifestation, your preferred state of guided meditation, your preferred state of setting intentions, your preferred state of generating miracles and wonders and signs and confirmations in the breadcrumb trail of excitement, so that you're able to initiate those patterns of creation. And what's beautiful about this is that it doesn't feel like you're having one experience, but it feels like you're having all types of experiences all at once simultaneously. So this is when we tap into simultaneity. And we see ourselves from a different vehicle, we see ourselves from a different vantage point. And we see that the very fact that we are the creation inside of awareness, we see ourselves as that shift, we see ourselves as that consciousness, and we see ourselves no different from God, from source, from energy, from consciousness. So allowing yourself to intuitively investigate and allow the reception, allow the transformation, but also living by the preference that you are is living by the expression that you are, learning how to project appearances into awareness, because you're always attracting everything into your life, and you're always subtracting everything in your life, and you're always placing something in your life as a puzzle piece, as a way of addition, as a way of creation, as a way of exclusion and inclusion within your own reality. So you can be around all of this chaos, you can be around the chaos of the world, the craziness of the world, but it does not mean that you take on that chaos or feel responsibility to take on the chaos itself. So there's not a state of infiltration. There's not a state where you're swayed in any way, shape, or form because you stay there, because you're immersed there, and you allow yourself to be the oracle of love, light, and wisdom, and you allow yourself to immerse yourself in your own state of realm. So when I say hierarchy, we are a lot like archangels, dragons, fairies, different entities. We're like different lighted beings. So we have to see ourselves and know that we get to a certain level and we get to a certain stage and we go through certain phases and we go through different breakdowns that turn into different breakthroughs. So we allow ourselves to ascend up the ladder, but there is no ceiling and you keep going up the ladder. But then it turns into another state of being, another reality, another existence upon what you know in this reality, in this space-time continuum. So as you're always ascending the ladder, as you're going up the ladder, it doesn't mean that it's always going to be a ladder. It could be a waterfall. It could be something that you're wanting to experience, like a carnival ride. No matter what it is, it doesn't matter about the image, but it's about the imagination that you immerse yourself in and see that creation is just creation at the end of the day. It's just how you play with it. It's how you play with your creation. It's how you live by your preference. It's how you live by example. And it's by how you live in the continuity and the conviction within inside of that faith that sets you free, and know that the freedom is not a meaning or a concept or a description, but it's a depiction of what you want to bring and reinforce inside of this creation as you are collapsing back into yourself. You're collapsing timelines. You're making new dimensional ley lines. You're generating new universes inside of worlds. You're manifesting worlds inside of worlds, and you have the secrets of secrets. So we're all manifesting worlds with worlds inside of different pixels of worlds. So it's just immersing ourselves in our own world and being detached and learning how to be connected to something that is more preferred, a thought that is more preferred, your state of consciousness that you prefer here and now. And it's just living by that preference, living by that divinity, living by that trust, and living by the intuition that guides you, because that's discernment. So when you have that discernment, it never sways, it never goes this direction. It's always pretty crystal clear, and it's a grounded form of understanding that just because I'm not there doesn't mean I won't get there. Just because I'm over here doesn't mean that I won't get there. Just because you haven't manifested it yet doesn't mean that it hasn't happened. That's the fear with manifestation, or that's the fear with generating a new reality, or meditating even greater. Just because you didn't have a great meditation today doesn't mean you can't have a great meditation tomorrow. So it's picking how you immerse yourself within your life. It's picking and choosing your own battles, in a sense. So it's like this morning, I woke up and I was in bed, and it was like this electromagnetic kinetic source energy, or these downloads of light codes, and reprogramming and rewiring every type of timeline that I'm in. So it's like these different strands of light, but they're all interconnected as timelines, as experiences, as emotions and thoughts, sense perceptions and illusions. So I was seeing all these strands being connected together, and I saw myself holding the timelines together. I was making the timelines intersect, be interwoven with one another as an experience of absolute nature. So when I was having that this morning, and then I had that beautiful translucent, transcendent experience. And then when I meditated, I received a lot of healing, because it was molding me back into what I was and what I was experiencing. So it was allowing me to receive that higher vantage point, but also bring it back to a grounded form, so that there's a sense of symmetry and balance and unity inside of that. because you can't just be at your peak moment all the time, because then you'll go nuts. But if you stay grounded and stay centered, you'll always morph into the pyramid. Even though I'm making kind of a crooked pyramid, but you kind of get the point. But when you're balanced and you're staying with source and you're not focused on the lower stuff, you just keep going and going and going up the elevator, and you shoot out of the rocket. And then it has the ability to expand and open up and turn into like the golden arches, kind of like when you see like a field goal kicked, or when you see those arches on the football field, there's something with that, because it's like a gateway that you're coming into and coming into the understanding of it. So that's what you're kind of reaching. You don't want to stay in the pyramid, because then you still have a ceiling, but reaching the golden archway and expanding it open and tapping into every sacred geometric shape that encompasses every circumference of creation. So being able to imbibe every type of fertility, every type of divine masculine, every type of alchemy that is inside of you that you want to experience here and now. No matter what happens or whatever you want to experience, don't just feel like this is it. Just feel like it can always get more expanded, more wide, and it just keeps going. It's continuous. It's stretching yourself out. It's stretching you past what you perceive here now and what you even prefer here now. So it always stretches you in some way, shape, or form to emulate the power inside of what you want to create and generate, inside of yourself, inside of ourselves, inside of each person's higher self. Because then that's when you're becoming God, immersing yourself inside of this universe. So as you're returning back into that state of understanding, you're allowing yourself to embrace the vortex of creation. But you don't see yourself separate from the vortex, but you see yourself as an extension of that said vortex. And understanding that is that you don't have to project or even vocalize it or even experience it fully, but if you just get a little hint of it, then that's enough to really change your state and change who you are. So sometimes it's not about getting the most out of it or like experiencing it fully, because sometimes we're not able to experience it fully. But if we give ourselves little micro doses of enlightenment, just little micro doses at a time, then we build a tolerance to enlightenment. But if you felt the whole light of source, you probably wouldn't be able to contain it. That's why we have balance. So sometimes we need little micro doses of source each day. That's why we meditate. So think of it as kind of like a dauber of, you put in your tea or whatever. And think of meditation in that way, like you have that little dauber and you squirt it into your water, and you're kind of just drinking that purification, drinking that water, drinking the body of life, and kind of breaking bread with source and having that metaphysical communion with yourself, with your divinity, with who you are. And sometimes it's just maybe a 10-minute meditation can get you there. It can light you up. It can breathe some life into you. And sometimes it's the ability to just shift into the vibration that you want to be, or the preference that you want to be, or that psychic intuition and that psychic atomic energy that is autonomous in its own nature. And that just kind of purifies everything, but also gives you a sense of something to go on. So it gives you a vantage point. It gives you a way to seek. It gives you a way to look at yourself. And it gives you a way to find the answers that you're needing. But also ask more questions, because then that develops seeking. And then you seek and seek and seek to the point where it's not a job anymore. It's not feeling like it's a hassle to seek, or that it's frustrating to seek, or that but it's exciting to seek for the divinity in oneself, for healing, for resonance, for setting that example, but living by that dedication and respecting your alignment fully and implementing those boundaries and going past your own personal boundaries and transcending your own personal biases. And I think that's what's powerful about meditation, about delving deep inside of yourself, becoming source in human form, is that you're able in this moment to see yourself in a much different light, to see yourself as source, to see yourself as your preference. So living by preference is not necessarily just saying something one time and then dropping it, but then it's just doing the thing that you said you were going to do, or doing the thing that you had inspiration for, or an idea, or something that was on your heart, but then you didn't do it because you thought that it would have been something that was way too hard or challenging, but then you just kind of follow through. Then you just follow through, and then you flow with the energy, you flow with the manifestation, you flow with that decision that you want to become in that moment, and you just absolutely go with it. Because that's living by your preference. That's not living by your limitations. So don't fight for your limitations. Don't fight for what you don't want to become in this moment. And allow yourself to see by not really allowing yourself to do that. Just receive, just accept, and just accept the purification, but also accept the transformation within oneself. And then that will always reevaluate everything that you need to prioritize within your life. So Source prioritizes our lives all the time. Source tries to prioritize and keep us grounded all the time, even myself. Because sometimes, we can all forget stuff. But the forgetfulness is the veil of forgetting. It doesn't mean that you forget because you're lackadaisical or stupid, but it means that you have to have the container and have to have the filter both be cleared in order to encompass the vibration that it wants to breathe out of you. So it's not like, pure. It's pure because I say it, or it's pure because it's coming from Source. No, it's pure because you want to live your life that way. You don't want to live your life a different way. You want to live by your expression, by your truth, by your honor, by your integrity, and be solely led by that. And then nothing else, everything else is just bullshit. And then just limit the bullshit and just come into balance, stay true to yourself, stay strong, move yourself past your biases. And then that allows you to grow and to expand. So we're going to do some healing energy for ascending to higher levels, also helping us reach 8th density and experiencing 8th density. So that was something that was on my mind earlier. So we're going to do some healing energy, so feel free to stay tuned for that. And also, guys, I'm going to be going live in like 3 hours doing readings, healings, activations. So if you want to take part in that, book private sessions as well. I do have a $90 special for 40 minutes, 1 hour for 144, and 2 hours for 244. So we're going to do some healing energy. We're going to send ourselves 200 levels, and we're going to experience 8th density level of consciousness, which is next universe, which is absolute reality, which is the most enlightened state that you can reach in breaching the boundaries and implementing new dimensional ley lines as well. So you allow yourself to see yourself as God, to see yourself as Source, to see yourself as consciousness. Using the Kundalini energy and the Black Panther energy and downloading ayahuasca Light codes are being sent out and reprogramming the DNA and light language activation here and now. Activating your galactic chakras and connecting you to dragon guides, angelic guides, and fairies as well. And we're going to implement the elementals, earth, water, fire, rain, and snow for psychic protection. And recalibrate the energy, and we're going to ground deep within Middle Mother Gaia Earth, Archangels of Love and Light, who's one that cleanses of our work field, tapping into God's source energy and the great I Am, diving deep into Middle Mother Gaia Earth, grounding. And we're going to manifest new parallel timelines. And we're also going to attract the wisdom and the healing and integration that we need in balancing the light and the dark energies. And we're also going to purify the ears, the throat chakra, and the nasal. Ashgar Command is going to help us encompass our truth, our authority, and our wisdom, and being brave in challenging times. Archangel Michael is helping us with trusting our talents in changing times. And the Source Dragon is helping us reach 8th density, which is next universe. Become millions and billions of universes, of light codes, of pixels of illusion, and manifest your own illusion here and now. And allow yourselves to open up a gateway and a portal to your absolute reality, connecting to your higher selves, and also walking into your prophetic vision and encompassing your psychic abilities and your psychic atomic energy. And we're going to connect with the unicorns here and now. The unicorns help us to love with a deep compassion. They help us to embrace our inner child. And they help us to heal and forgive, but also use our imagination as a way of creating. So we're going to connect to the unicorns. And allow yourself to see yourself as an electromagnetic kinetic source energy. Become the vortex of creation. Place anything inside of the vortex. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter how much it costs. All of your dreams and desires are purified. Every experience is an example of God. Living by your truth is living by your expression, and having the faith allows the conviction. Being the appearance of light is showing up to your life as if you're meant to be there. Allow yourself to encompass that golden archway, that gateway, that portal, that realm of existence. Fully embrace the mind, body, and soul. Allow yourself to become the projector screen as well, meaning that you become anything that you create, you can become anything that you express, you become everything that is of your truth, that is of your divinity, that is of your light, that is of your intention. Be that intention, be that realization, be that consciousness, be that state of being. Allow yourself to be pure with that, but also embrace and allow the Shekinah glory to overwhelm the shift. The glory, the majesty, and the freedom of finally becoming the oracle of love, light, and wisdom, which is God manifested in human form. Reciprocate, download, fully connect. Everyone take one last deep breath. Exhale. And when I snap my fingers, you'll come back to, you'll become the manifestation of God. You'll tap fully into Christ consciousness, and you'll become the oracle of love, light, and wisdom. And so it is. So that was the healing energy, guys. So thank you guys so much for being a part of this live. Also, if you guys want to book private sessions, I'm free most days. Just let me know in the comments section. I have a private session special for 40 minutes for $90, and also 1 hour for $144 and 2 hours for $244. At 8 o'clock, I'm going to be going live doing readings, healings. I'm changing the time because I wanted some evening time where it didn't eat up the whole night. So I just felt like doing it different, and I felt like there was kind of a lot of trolls at night, so I wanted to do a different time. But at the end of the day, just be your preference, be your example, be your resonance, be your divinity always. And it will never, Eastern time zone. 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern. Most likely I'll try to start a little bit earlier, so it may be like 7:40. So I'm going to try to start a little bit earlier. Also, if you're trying to book a private session with me, White Wolf the Oracle on YouTube and Facebook. And also, text me, email me on my TikTok as well. So this is White Wolf. Thank you guys so much. But also, just remember that your preference is your ability to be. It's your ability to purify. It's your ability to love. And it's your ability to live your life for others. It's your ability to allow God to shine through you within that glory, within that divinity, and just being that dedication to your soul craft so that you can allow yourself to be delivered from the things that you least prefer. So be that expression, be that truth, be that example, and it will never lead you astray. So this is White Wolf. Thank you. God bless. And namaste. And see you guys later.